The parchment felt impossibly old in Elias's hands, the ink a stark, desperate plea against the weathered fibers. He read the words once more, "Save the seven." The wind howled around him, whipping sand into his eyes, but he didn't move. The roaring ocean, the vast, indifferent sky, it all faded into the background. The numbers had led him here not to an answer, but to a deeper, more terrifying question. He scrambled back to his apartment, the bottle clutched in one hand, the note in the other. The city's familiar hum, once a source of data, now felt like a predator's growl. His sanctuary of charts and screens was no longer a place of discovery, but a command center for a war he didn't understand. Who were the seven, and what were they to be saved from? The message itself was a dead end. He pinned it to his corkboard, a cryptic centerpiece surrounded by his sprawling graphs. The answer, he knew, had to be back in the numbers. It was the only language he trusted. He dove back into the stream of data, his fingers flying across the keyboard. He ignored the 0307 clusters and the coordinates, focusing instead on the chaotic sea of primes that surrounded them. He searched for a new pattern, a new anchor in the storm. For a full day, he found nothing but static. His algorithms churned, his eyes burned, and the cold dread in his stomach hardened into a knot of despair. Then, he saw it. It wasn't a repeating sequence, but a distinct signature. Following each instance of the beach coordinates, 7 unique, non-prime numbers would appear in the data stream before the pattern was washed away by randomness again. They were long, complex strings, too structured for social security numbers, too irregular for bank accounts. They were something else. Identifiers. He isolated the first number from the most recent cluster, A8L7K1P04. It meant nothing to him. He ran it through public databases, government records, financial systems. Every search was a dead end. It was a ghost key for a lock he couldn't find. Frustrated, he took a different approach. The numbers had always been about public data streams. Where would a code like this exist in the open? He thought about the city's infrastructure, its digital nervous system. He started cross-referencing the code with municipal databases, transportation, utilities, library systems. Finally, there was a hit. The code A8L7K1P04 was linked to a single user profile in the New York Public Library's digital archive system. A researcher. Her name was Anya Sharma. The next day, Elias found himself in the hushed, echoing halls of the main branch library, a place he hadn't set foot in for years. He found Anya in the history archives, surrounded by towering shelves of forgotten books. She was small, with sharp, intelligent eyes that darted between a dusty tome and her laptop screen. She was the first number. The first of the 7. He approached her cautiously, his heart pounding a frantic, irregular rhythm. "Anya Sharma?" She looked up, startled. "Yes? Can I help you?" He opened his mouth, but the words felt absurd. "I think you may be in danger." He fumbled, pulling the crumpled parchment from his pocket. "I was sent to find you. I think you might be in trouble." Her expression shifted from curiosity to alarm. She started to back away. I think you should leave." "No, please, just listen," Elias pleaded, his voice cracking. "There's a pattern, a warning. It led me to this." He held out the note. Suddenly, a low groan echoed through the aisle, a sound of metal under stress. Elias's eyes shot upward. A massive, ornate light fixture, suspended high above them, was swaying violently. A shower of dust and rust rained down. Anya was standing directly beneath it. There was no time to think. He lunged, tackling her, sending them both sprawling to the floor behind a heavy oak table. A split second later, the fixture tore free from the ceiling and crashed to the ground with a deafening shatter of glass and twisted metal, right where Anya had been standing. They lay there for a moment, breathing heavily, the dust settling around them. The library was filled with panicked shouts. Anya stared at the wreckage, then at Elias, her eyes wide with terror and dawning understanding. How did you know?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Elias pushed himself up, his body aching. He looked at the note still clutched in his hand, then back at her. "The first of the 7. Safe, for now." "I don't know everything," he said, his own voice unsteady but clear. "But I know we need to find the other 6. And we need to do it now."